Square Enix has got to do a better job marketing Final Fantasy because too many people are way too confused. This commenter had thought that Final Fantasy VII Rebirth was another remake of Final Fantasy VII, like not a continuation of Final Fantasy VII Remake, but just another remake. And honestly, I can't fault him because Square Enix has got to do a better job marketing this stuff. Throughout videos and live streams, I've had so many people ask me if they needed to play any of the other Final Fantasy games to play Final Fantasy 16, like if it was predicated on your knowledge of the last 15 games. And like, if you're familiar with Final Fantasy, obviously no. But if you're not familiar with Final Fantasy, valid question. And I blame Square Enix's marketing for not adequately explaining to people that one, every single Final Fantasy game is its own unique thing if it's got a different numeral. And two, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is a sequel to Final Fantasy VII Remake. It is not a different remake of the exact same game. It is a trilogy. Final Fantasy VII, the original, the remake project is a trilogy. So they took the original game, they split into 3 parts, and they are remaking that across this trilogy. Final Fantasy VII Remake was part 1, Final Fantasy Rebirth is part 2, and whatever the next one will be, Final Fantasy VII Requiem probably, will be part 3, and all 3 of those will be the remake to the original Final Fantasy VII, which is also kind of a sequel to the original Final Fantasy VII. We don't have time to get into that right now. And if you're not familiar with the whole project, you might feel like, oh, that sounds unnecessary, or they're milking it. No, like, Rebirth alone was 100 hours, and there's not a second of it I would cut. So, like, they are, like, vastly elaborating on a lot of stuff from the original, but they're all complete games within their own right, too. If you want to stay informed on all this stuff, follow me everywhere. There's a pinned post on my profile telling you how.